If you only use okra for stir-fries or salads, you're missing out on one of the most delicious ways to enjoy it. With just a few eggs, okra can be transformed into a silky, custard-like dish that's rich, flavorful, and incredibly satisfying. Finished with a rich, flavorful chicken sauce, this humble dish becomes so irresistible that your family will be asking for it again and again. Let's get started. First, let's clean the okra. Okra is well known not only for its unique flavor, but also for being rich in fiber, vitamins, and natural minerals. However, if you want the dish to taste its best, proper cleaning is an essential first step. Place all the okra in a large bowl. Next, add a little water to lightly moisten the surface. You don't need much, just enough for the salt to stick evenly to each pod. Then sprinkle in a little salt. Using both hands, gently rub each okra pod. The salt acts as a natural cleanser. Its tiny granules help remove the fine, fuzzy hairs on the surface of the okra, while also loosening dirt and impurities trapped in the small ridges and crevices that are difficult to see with the naked eye. If you're not sure how to choose good quality okra, take a look at the fine hairs on the outside. Pods that still have a light, fuzzy coating are usually fresher and more tender. On the other hand, okra with a very smooth surface is often older, tougher, and more fibrous. Size is another easy clue. Smaller pods are generally more tender and naturally sweeter than oversized ones. You can also gently squeeze them with your fingers. If they feel soft and not overly firm, they're usually young, fresh, and good quality. After rubbing the okra with salt, add enough water to fully cover it. Then rinse thoroughly several times to remove all the salt and any loosened dirt or impurities. Now arrange the cleaned okra on a plate and get it ready for the next step of the recipe. Next, bring a pot of water to a boil. While waiting for the water to heat up, crack 4 eggs into a large bowl. Now add 1/4 teaspoon of salt for basic seasoning and 1/4 teaspoon of white vinegar. Many people skip the vinegar, but even a small amount can help remove the natural eggy smell while making the flavor more balanced and pleasant. Using chopsticks or a whisk, beat the eggs thoroughly. Don't stop too soon. Continue whisking for a little longer until the yolks and whites are completely combined. The smoother the mixture, the silkier and more delicate the final steamed dish will be. Once the eggs are well beaten, set the bowl aside for later. Once the water reaches a full boil, add 1/2 teaspoon of salt and 1/2 tablespoon of cooking oil. The oil helps the okra retain its bright green color during blanching, while the salt lightly seasons the okra from the inside. Now add all of the okra to the pot. Blanch for about 1 minute and 30 seconds. This is a very important step no matter how you plan to cook okra. Blanching not only helps reduce the natural bitterness and grassy flavor of okra, but also enhances its vibrant color and improves its texture after cooking. However, do not blanch it for too long. If overcooked, the okra will lose its natural crispness and bright green appearance. About 1.5 minutes is the ideal amount of time. Once the blanching is done, immediately transfer the okra to cold water. This sudden temperature change helps preserve the bright green color, while also firming up the flesh, giving it a more pleasant texture when eaten. Let it cool slightly. Then remove it and place it on a cutting board. Only now should you trim off the stem and tip ends of the okra. It's nice to know that we see each other all over the world. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, you can subscribe by clicking the subscribe button. It's great to see your support. After removing the ends, slice the okra into thin, bite-sized pieces. Do not cut off the ends before blanching. This is a small detail, but it's a mistake many people make. If the ends are removed beforehand, some of the natural juices and nutrients inside the okra can leak into the water, reducing both its flavor and nutritional value. For this reason, it's best to keep the pods whole during blanching and trim them only afterward. Finally, place all of the sliced okra into a bowl. Next, pour in the beaten egg mixture. Add about 40 milliliters of water and 20 milliliters of unsweetened fresh milk. Fresh milk will give the dish a gentle aroma and a naturally rich, smooth taste, while the right amount of water helps the texture become soft, silky, and moist after steaming. Stir well so all ingredients are fully combined. Then prepare the steamer and bring the water to a boil. When the water is boiling, place the bowl of okra and egg mixture into the steamer. Then place a plate on top of the bowl. This small step has a very big effect. It helps prevent condensation from dripping back onto the surface, so the final dish becomes smooth and beautiful, without pores or excess water. Cover the steamer tightly. Steam over medium heat for about 20 minutes until the mixture is fully cooked. Steaming over medium heat allows the eggs to cook slowly, resulting in a soft, smooth texture without a rough surface. This is the secret to making steamed okra egg with a silky, beautiful, and much more delicious texture. While waiting for the okra and egg to finish steaming, we will prepare a delicious sauce that makes this dish more flavorful and appealing. First, prepare a handful of scallions and chop the white part of the scallions into small pieces. This is the most aromatic part, very suitable for stir-frying and building the flavor base of the sauce. Next, take a piece of fresh ginger. Slice it into thin slices. Then cut into thin strips. Finally, chop it finely. Ginger helps remove any unwanted smell and adds a warm, fragrant aroma. Put the scallions and ginger into a bowl. Next, use the side of a knife to gently smash a few cloves of garlic. Then, finely mince the garlic. The finer you chop it, the more evenly the flavor spreads throughout the sauce, creating a richer and more balanced taste in every bite. Garlic provides its signature aroma, making the sauce more attractive and flavorful. If you like spicy food, slice a few chili peppers into small rounds. Thin slices help the heat spread gently without being too strong, and also make the dish look more visually appealing. Finally, add the chili and garlic into the same bowl with the scallion and ginger. Chop the remaining green part of the scallions into small pieces. This part will be added at the end to give the dish a fresh green color and a refreshing aroma. Put it in a separate bowl for later use. Next, prepare a ripe tomato. Peel off the outer skin. Many people often skip this step, but tomato skin can sometimes separate during cooking and reduce the smooth texture of the sauce. After peeling, cut the tomato in half. Next, chop it into small pieces and dice finely. The smaller the tomato pieces, the more easily they release their juices and blend into the sauce, creating a beautiful color and a naturally sweet and slightly tangy flavor. Set the tomato aside on a bowl. Now take a piece of chicken breast and chop it into small pieces. Then mince it finely. When minced, the meat cooks faster, absorbs seasoning better, and blends perfectly into the sauce. If you like, you can also replace it with pork, beef, or other types of meat according to your family's taste. Set the minced meat aside. Next, we prepare the sauce. Add into a bowl 1/2 teaspoon salt, 1/2 teaspoon pepper for a mild spicy aroma, 1 tablespoon light soy sauce for balanced saltiness, 1 teaspoon sesame oil to enhance the distinctive fragrance, 1/2 tablespoon dark soy sauce for a rich, attractive color, 1 tablespoon oyster sauce to make the sauce more savory and well-rounded, 1/2 teaspoon sugar to balance the flavor and make it easier to eat, 1/2 tablespoon starch to give the sauce a nice thickness. Finally, Add 100 milliliters of water. Stir well until all seasonings are fully dissolved, then set aside. At this point, the steamed okra and egg dish is also nearly finished. Open the lid, and you will see the surface of the egg smooth, tender, and very appetizing. To check doneness, gently insert a toothpick into the center. If you pull it out and there is no liquid egg sticking to it, the dish is fully cooked. If the center is still slightly runny, simply cover the lid again and steam for a few more minutes. When perfectly cooked, the egg becomes silky and smooth, wrapping around each slice of vibrant green okra, making it look so appealing that you want to taste it immediately. Next, heat a pan and add 1 tablespoon of cooking oil. When the oil is just hot, add all the minced chicken. Quickly stir to separate the meat and cook it evenly. Where are you watching from? Please leave a comment to let me know. After a short time, you will see the chicken gradually change color. This is also when its natural aroma begins to release. Next, add the prepared white scallion, ginger, chili, and garlic mixture into the pan. Continuously stir so all ingredients combine well. Under the heat, the aroma of scallion, garlic, and ginger is fully released, creating a very fragrant flavor base for the sauce. When the aroma becomes clearly noticeable, add the chopped tomato. Continue stirring over medium heat. Soon, the tomatoes will soften and release their natural red juice. This juice brings a light sweetness, slight tanginess, and an attractive color to the dish. Now pour the entire prepared sauce mixture into the pan. Quickly stir so the chicken and tomatoes absorb all the seasoning evenly. Continue cooking for a few more minutes. As the sauce begins to simmer, the starch will take effect, making it thicker, smoother, and glossier. At this point, each piece of minced chicken is coated in rich sauce, blending with the softened tomatoes to create a very appealing texture and color. Just looking at it is enough to make anyone feel hungry. The aroma of chicken, fried garlic, sesame oil, and tomato blends together and spreads throughout the kitchen. Now, gently pour this hot chicken sauce over the steamed okra and egg bowl. The silky sauce slowly covers the smooth surface of the egg, creating a beautiful contrast between the bright green okra, light yellow egg, and rich reddish-brown sauce. Finally, sprinkle a little chopped scallion on top. The fresh aroma of scallion makes the dish even more balanced and flavorful. And now the dish is complete. When you take the first bite, you will feel the steamed egg soft and silky like cream, almost melting on your tongue. The tender, juicy okra slices with their natural sweetness blend perfectly with the rich, savory chicken sauce with a slight hint of spice, creating a flavorful and well-balanced taste. The minced chicken is soft and fully soaked in the thick sauce, while the tomato adds a gentle tang that balances the richness of the egg. When eaten with hot rice, the aromas of chicken, garlic, ginger, chili, and scallion spread through every bite. Give it a try if you like it. The video ends here. If you have any comments, please leave a comment below. If you find the video interesting, please give me a like. Don't forget to share it with your relatives and friends. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Thank you for your support. Goodbye. See you in the next video.